Good evening, viewers. This is not an AI channel. Due to limited technical capabilities, we have to use AI to generate these videos, but we guarantee the text quality. Nothing is more shocking than pushing one's allies to the opposite side, but this is just one of many bizarre moves made by Trump after his second term. The Trump administration's reckless trade policies are shaking the foundations of America's relationships with its closest allies, a move that could not only affect the current international trade landscape, but fundamentally alter North American economic ties. Let's begin with the data. Recent statistics show that the U.S. trade deficit with Canada in 2023 was approximately $65 to $68 billion. However, the Trump administration claims this figure to be $200 billion, using this inflated number to justify punitive tariffs against Canada. The administration frequently invokes national security as a pretext to impose high tariffs on Canadian steel, aluminum, and energy resources. These actions have not only damaged Canada's economic interests but have also placed unprecedented pressure on this North American neighbor. The North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, once the cornerstone of U.S.-Canadian trade relations, has lost its original significance under the Trump administration's manipulation. Not only does the administration frequently threaten to withdraw from the agreement, but it also deliberately undermines its spirit through tariff policies. This approach has created significant uncertainty in Canada's trade environment and made the country realize the necessity of seeking new economic partnerships. Against this backdrop, Canada has finally decided to take action. In a meeting with EU senior officials, Canadian Minister of International Trade Mary Ung openly stated that U.S.-Canada relations have continuously deteriorated due to the Trump administration's bullying policies. She emphasized that Canada can no longer be satisfied with its singular dependence on the U.S. market and hopes to enhance its economic resilience through cooperation with Europe. This statement not only demonstrates Canada's determination, but also reflects the profound changes occurring in North American trade patterns. Notably, Canada's pivot towards Europe is not without foundation. Since signing a trade agreement with the EU in 2017, bilateral trade has increased by 2/3, particularly in the energy sector as the EU banned Russian energy supplies. Canadian energy exports have encountered unprecedented opportunities. Although the EU's plan to transport Canadian oil and natural gas to Europe through pipeline construction was initially blocked due to strong opposition from Canadian provinces and Indigenous communities, domestic stakeholders have begun to reassess the feasibility of this plan under the pressure of U.S. tariffs. In the minerals and technology sectors, cooperation between Canada and the EU shows enormous potential. As a major global mineral resource supplier, Canada is meeting the EU's demands for green energy transition and infrastructure development. Meanwhile, this cooperation has opened new market doors for Canadian small and medium-sized enterprises, particularly in critical minerals such as lithium, cobalt, and rare earth elements. Cooperation between Canada and the EU continues to deepen. Surprisingly, former German Foreign Minister Gabriel, in an interview with The Pioneer, made a bold suggestion: Canada should join the European Union. While this proposal might sound startling, it actually reflects Europe's urgent desire to strengthen transatlantic cooperation. According to Article 49 of the Lisbon Treaty, applicant countries must be European states. However, it's noteworthy that Cyprus, located in West Asia, has already become an EU member state, setting a precedent that demonstrates some flexibility in interpreting the definition of a European state. Cyprus's successful accession provides an important reference for transatlantic partners like Canada. This possibility merits in-depth discussion, especially considering Canada's high degree of alignment with Europe in terms of democratic values, legal traditions, and economic systems. Analysts widely believe that while the path to EU membership may not be smooth, Canada's most urgent priority is to accelerate action. First, the government should quickly relax energy extraction restrictions, streamline new project approval processes, and make the investment environment more transparent and open. Second, Canada needs to maintain strategic flexibility, while continuing communication with the Trump administration to prevent more extreme measures. It must also wait for the U.S. midterm elections in 2 years. Third, Canada needs to strengthen cooperation with other economies, particularly in innovative technology and renewable energy sectors. In the long term, Canada must take decisive action in this trade conflict and sovereignty threat, breaking free from singular dependence on the United States, strengthening its voice in international economic discourse, enhancing cooperation with trading partners like the EU and China, and creating a freer business environment. Crucially, Canada must strictly control the unrestricted expansion of American capital within its borders. Otherwise, the loss of sovereignty will become inevitable in the coming decades. In the financial sector, Canada is implementing a series of measures to strengthen cooperation with the European Union. These include promoting direct settlement between the Canadian dollar and the euro to reduce dependence on the US dollar, simplifying cross-border investment procedures to attract more European capital, and strengthening financial regulatory cooperation to prevent international financial risks. These measures not only help Canada diversify financial risks, but also lay the groundwork for potential deeper cooperation in the future. Regarding trade diversification, Canada is actively exploring new markets. Besides strengthening cooperation with the European Union, Canada is actively developing trade relations with the Asia-Pacific region, particularly in traditional strengths such as agricultural and forest products. Canada is seeking more diversified export markets to reduce dependence on the U.S. market. Simultaneously, Canada is enhancing international cooperation in innovation. In emerging industries such as artificial intelligence, clean energy, and biotechnology, Canada is engaging in deep cooperation with the European Union. This not only helps enhance Canada's innovation capabilities but also injects new momentum into economic development. Canada's series of actions represents not only a powerful response to U.S. unilateralism and trade protectionism, but also lays a more solid foundation for its long-term development. In the tide of globalization, any country attempting to go it alone will ultimately find itself missing opportunities for win-win cooperation, and Canada's counterattack undoubtedly provides valuable inspiration for other countries worldwide. This strategic pivot concerns not only Canada's economic development, but also involves major adjustments to the economic landscape of North America and even the global economy. It indicates that when facing unilateralism and protectionism, seeking diversified partnerships and building more resilient economic systems has become the choice of an increasing number of countries. This concludes our in-depth analysis for tonight. Thank you for watching.